So this is a day in the life of Newt. This is his third day in a row of longlining session. This is his fourth day ever of longlining. I longline the horses instead of single line lunge because single line lunge can lead to some imbalance, especially in the young horses. So a double line lunge helps them maintain their balance. It also helps me teach them about steering. The halter he has on is called a dually halter. It has a separate little piece of nylon that stretches over the bone of his nose that helps me put pressure on that bone, and then teaches him that when he responds to that pressure, he gets a nice release, he gets rewarded. And so we're just teaching him about pressure and release. Walk. And a few things about working with the horses. Nothing that he's going to do is going to be wrong. He's just telling me what he doesn't understand or what he needs help with. So him stopping when I didn't ask him to, that's not what I asked, but it's not wrong. He just doesn't understand what I need him to do at this moment. So I just respond to him in a nice, calm way about telling him what I want him to do instead of getting mad at him doing what I don't want him to do. I also use my voice a lot, my voice commands, because what I'm looking for during this groundwork session and during groundwork, walk, good boy, is I'm looking for relaxation, which he's got. Walk, good boy. I'm also looking for good steering, and then I also want him to respond not only to my voice commands, but to my clucking. So if I cluck, I expect movement forward. And once he's got that down, then I get on and ride. But I want them to have a good, solid foundation of groundwork before I hop on them for the first time here. The other thing you'll see me do is whenever I ask him to do anything, walk. Good boy. There's going to be 4 levels that I go through. The first level is just I'm going to request it. So I'm going to ask nice and soft, give him a beat to respond. The second level is I'm going to ask him to do it. So I'm going to build up a little bit. Walk. Walk. Good boy. The third level is I'm going to tell him to do it. And then the fourth level is I'm going to demand him to do it. Walk. So you'll see me while I'm working with him. If he doesn't respond the first time, it's going to ramp up a little bit, second, third, fourth time until I demand it. He's usually very good boy. I usually don't ever have to demand anything from him. But what that's teaching him is communication, so that once I get on and once we start working, he's going to look and want to respond to just the request. Walk. And he's a little distracted right now, but that's not his fault. I'm also distracted right now because I'm talking. So I'm not going to, again, get mad at him. Walk. I know you really want to smell that poop. Walk. Good boy. So you can see he's very in tune with me because we've done a lot of groundwork. We've done some join up. So he can see that I'm a little distracted. So then it comes across in him being a little distracted. So I'm going to go ahead and ask him for the T word. Walk. He's getting more distracted as we go. So I'm going to try to keep his focus a little better. So I'm going to cluck twice and say the word. And again, I'm going to ramp up my asks if he doesn't respond the first time. Trot. Trot. Good boy. So I had to get all the way to the tell to get him, and we'll walk. We'll walk. So I know that happened a little fast, but what he did was exactly what I want him to do. And now he's licking and chewing because he knows he did a good job. So right at this very moment of training, he's in the stage of, I want him to put his head down to the ground. Once he does that, he gets the release and reward of going back to the walk. And the reason that I'm doing this is I want his head down to the ground. I want him to learn how to do it and that it feels good and relaxes him, so that when we get down the road to actually collecting him, he has this good framework of he understands why the collection is happening and not just forcing. I'm not going to force him into a frame. I want him to understand why we're putting him into the frame. I want him to understand that we're moving forward into the frame. All right, let's try again. Trot. Good boy. That's a good boy. And we'll walk. So now he's understanding that that's what I want. So you can see him put his head down immediately because he knows he's going to get the reward immediately. So now what I'm going to do in this lesson today is I'm going to ramp it up just a little bit. So what I'm going to do, yesterday what I did was he put his head down, immediately he got the reward. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask him to keep his head down for 5 strides at least, and then he gets the reward. So I'm bumping up the line of work, because eventually what I would like is him to go all the way around the arena one time with his head to the ground. Then I know we can get on if we have the good steering. Walk. Good boy. And if we've got the good voice commands, which the voice commands are coming, we're not turning around yet. Walk. Good boy. And I always like to do things 3 times just to like make sure it's embedded in him. He understands it. I can see he understands it. So we did that twice. So we're going to do it one more time and ask him to go a little bit further with his head to the ground. We'll get past the gate because the gate is a little bit always sticky for these guys. Good boy. All right, son. Trot. Oh, no, now we got to get ya. Good boy. See, he did it. He didn't get the reward, so now he's confused. He brought his head back up. He's like, hold on. I thought I did what you wanted. Past the gate. See, he keeps asking, but now I've raised the bar. So he's confused, which is okay. Trot. Good boy. Just going to keep telling him what I need him to do. Let him figure it out. Almost. That was 3 strides. Good. And whoa, walk. Good boy. Good boy. Walk. 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 Oh my goodness. Yeah, just walk. Good boy. But there I had to get all the way to the demand, which normally I don't have to do, but because he's being a little distracted today, and that's okay. It's not anything, again, wrong. So we're going to walk past the gate, and then we're going to switch directions. We're going to do the same thing the other side. I'm just going to ask him to come off the rail a little bit here. Walk. And then we're going to switch directions. Let's go. Good boy. And then I'm going to try to get him on the rail. And again, some of these horses come off the rail. They just don't understand really what it means to stay on the rail. So again, I'm not going to make a big deal about it. I'm just going to ask him quietly to move back to the rail. Or if he comes off the rail real bad, I just go to the other side of the arena, get it back on the rail. But I don't want to put a lot of energy into the negative. I want to put a lot of energy into the positive. Good boy. And I'm always staying behind his balance line. So if we put a line in the middle of his body, I always want to stay behind it in a pushing forward driving position. Walk. If I get in front of that balance line, then I'm asking him to stop and slow down. So I always want to stay behind it so he knows we're moving forward. Good boy. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Good. That was a nice deep head dive, but we want a little more steps. Come on, trot. Whoa, walk. Whoa, walk. Beautiful. That was beautiful. Good boy. Good boy. So you can see he's trying to figure out what I want and trying to learn exactly what I want. So I'm saying yes to the things that he's doing that are correct, and I'm just modifying the things that he's doing that are incorrect or that I'm not asking for. They're not incorrect. All right, so we're going to try that one more time, and then he can be done for today, just to really solidify what we've learned. Yeah, there's poop everywhere. I get it. All right, son. Trot. Good boy. And whoa, walk. See, he even knew. It's almost like he counted. He was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I can stop. So he almost got ahead of me there, and stopped before I asked it, but I got in just under the wire. So we'll take it. We'll take that as a win. So now the last part that I'm going to ask him to do is, once we get to the gate here, I'm going to turn him into the middle of the arena. Ask him to come in the middle. Walk. Good boy. I'm asking him to stop. Whoa. Good boy. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask him to back up 4 strides. Back, 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 back. One more. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, you did it. Good boy. So he did a great job. Yes. And you can see my long lining equipment. I've got the stirrups, but they're tied together just so that he can feel a little something here. I have the lines going through my stirrups. You don't have to eat that. And then a close up on the dually here. When I put pressure on it and he moves, it releases. But that's Newt. That's a day in the life of Newt. Say goodbye, Newt.